theater etiquette. The call is 7:10.
At least we're on time.
And what are we supposed to do? Sit around and wait for everybody else? Have you read the script?
Harry, my agent, told me to be here. I'm here. No, I haven't read the script. You? By the way, I'm Irma Fitzroy. No, I haven't read the script.
Aisling Jacobs. My mother was Irish, my father a Jew.
So,
Just in case you were wondering.
what's told here? Is Aisling supposed to be Jewish or something? Hebrew?
Irish.
Irish.
Old Irish. Actually, it's Aisling. I prefer the modern pronunciation. Aisling. It means a dream or a vision.
That's nice. Irma Fitzroy. Fitzroy, it's an old French or English name. I know it means son of the king.
Your ancestors were probably royalty.
Either French or English blue bloods, with a little black on the side. What have you done on stage?
Mostly walk-ons, bit parts. Got tired of modeling. Nobody wants a skinny catwalker anymore. Don't come back here till you put some meat on your bones.
Maybe you should put some weight on. Ian McDonald's. Supersize it.
No, thank you. A model died during a show in South America, and the world of haute couture went crazy over fat models. This is me. It's all I have. All you get.
How'd she die?
Heart failure. We moved to New York.
A little over a year. I just finished The Only One. It was a short-lived off-Broadway musical. You obviously didn't read the review in the Village Voice. They said I was the only one with a voice.
Good evening, ladies. I'm Dania Kalik, your director. You are?
Irma.
Fitzroy. It's an old English or French name.
I don't understand.
Never mind. This is Aisling. It's an old Irish name. Means a dream or a vision. Aisling Jacobs. Her mother was Irish. Her father, a Jew.
I still don't understand. Why do I need to
It
know?
was our little introduction to each other. To get to know. You know?
Ah, now I understand. I think. Okay. I guess we are waiting for Mike Dubronsky, Geraldo Rodriguez, and Nomi something. I'll let them tell you what their names mean.
I knew Noemi Sisika once. We did a high school play together back in Sheboygan, Wisconsin. I played the lead Lori in Oklahoma. Noemi played Ada Annie. Imagine that. A Native American girl as Ada Annie. I just loved the Dream Ballet in the first act. 3 sold-out performances.
I am Dania Kalik, your director.
Mike Dubronsky. Haven't I seen you at the Tea Lounge in Brooklyn? You're usually in hospital greens.
Yes. I work at Downstate College of Medicine. I drove in. You want to ride back?
Sure, I live right off Rockaway Avenue.
I'm Noemi. Are you the Noemi I know? New from Sheboygan, Wisconsin?
No, never been to Sheboygan. Wherever.
You sure look like her.
Nope. Born and raised in New York.
Okay, now that we have all the intros done, let's get down to work. Wait a minute, I'm missing an actor. Geraldo Rodriguez.
I'm sorry I'm late. I missed my train. I had to take the bus.
Once. That is all I will allow. There won't be a next time. That goes for all of you. Call is at 7 each night, Saturdays 10 a.m. Geraldo, this is...
Mike Dubronsky. Hi, hello. Hi, sorry I'm late.
Okay. I'd like to start off by giving you my directing style. For that, I'll show you what I require from you over the next 2 to 3 months. You all have scripts? Yes. Has anyone read this play?
I started to read it before, but
No.
That's good. This is a new play by an unknown playwright. Before we are finished, you'll know him well. I don't want any preconceived notions or opinions, and I don't want to have to deal with actors who have memorized their lines before I begin table talk or blocking, let alone serious direction. There are parts of this play that will require you to use Arabic dialect. For that I will have an interpreter on hand. For the moment, we'll stumble through.
Arabic? I don't know. What makes me have to be off book? I started a new play following opening night here.
One of the conditions I told your agents when I asked them to send me actors for an open call was that I would not tolerate conflict throughout rehearsal and performance.
Herbie told me that, but you know...
Have you been cast in this other play?
Not yet, but I'm sure I'll get the
When
part.
will you know?
I have to go by the theater tomorrow after we finish up
Well,
some other...
let me know as soon as possible. You're cast in that play, or out of this one. Understand? My phone number and email. Okay, here we go. We're going to discuss in our table talk sessions the motivation of the characters and a couple of the pivotal dramatic scenes. I will assign your characters later tonight. Tonight's session should last about 2 hours. This will be an intense discussion. The play is extremely important to me, and I hope to the audience. When we proceed to the staged readings I employ, I may interrupt you from time to time to clarify your actions and your dialogue in keeping with the playwright's intent. I do not use tricks, gimmicks, or sleight of hand. This experience will be as close to real life as you, the playwright, and I can get it. Just keep up the intensity and pace we establish.
What's the play about?
Yeah, what's the synopsis?
What it's about.
I'd like not to get into that right now, except to say that it involves crimes against humanity. Gross crimes against humanity.
Is it going to gross me out?
That depends on you. I'm sure you won't like it. At some point in your life, you will have to face crimes of this dimension. You'll either hear about it involving or happening to a friend, acquaintance, or a relative. You may be experiencing it now. Okay, let's get on with it. I'm going to read the playwright's synopsis. After that, I'll do a little blocking of certain scenes. I brought some props. They're in this box. I will assign you to certain characters as we go along, which may not be the character you end up with for the production.
This is too strange for me. I'm going to opt out now.
Mike, at least give it the 2 hours we expected to be here tonight. Besides, I need a ride home, unless you want to walk to Bay Ridge.
2 hours. Till 9:30.
Okay. The playwright's notes. Let me caution you. We are not going to be concerned with guilt or innocence here. So listen well. Part 1. Baptism. In 1991, Ahmed, a Kuwaiti-born citizen of Canada, traveled to Afghanistan with his brother Amr to join the US-backed Mujahideen against the communist Soviet puppet government. He returned to Canada and in 2001 traveled to Syria with his mother to meet his prospective bride, Rala. Ahmed is employed as a truck driver. Prior to a delivery to Montreal, his truck broke down. On the seat of the replacement truck, he found a hand-drawn map of the major highways surrounding Ottawa and a pair of reading glasses. Ahmed folded the map and put it with the reading glasses in the glove box. 2 weeks later, U.S. Customs officials stopped and searched his truck, finding the map and the reading glasses. He told them the map was not his and he did not need reading glasses. The officials photocopied the map, which showed no government buildings, fingerprinted him, photographed him, and took a retina scan. September 11th, 2001. Canadian Security Intelligence Service agents come to Ahmed's apartment to question him about the map, his travels, and whether he prayed and attended his local mosque. He told them that he attended when he could and he prayed 3 to 5 times a day. The agents warned him that he would have trouble crossing the border in the future. They also threatened him with the inference that they would treat him better than the infamous Muqabbara in Arab countries. Ahmed decided to return to Syria with his mother to advance the wedding plans. At the Pearson airport, they questioned him about the map. Upon arrival in Frankfurt, Germany, a very talkative and questioning Lebanese man sat next to Ahmed was seen talking to 2 German officials. Ahmed's mother continued on to Egypt. On board the flight to Damascus, another very talkative and questioning Arab man sat next to Ahmed on a half-full plane. Okay, what do we know about Ahmed?
We know he's a Canadian citizen.
He was a truck driver.
What does Ahmed mean?
That's the thing about the meaning of names. In Arabic, Ahmed means commendable, praiseworthy. Do you think he's a worthy person to know?
His friends and relatives probably respected him.
For purposes of this discussion, I am assigning Mike to the part of Ahmed.
No, I don't want the part of a damn terrorist.
That is what I mean by preconceived notions and opinions. You've already formed an opinion of Ahmed. The time it took me to read the playwright's synopsis, he's already a terrorist. Guilty.
Damn right he's guilty. He's a suicider, a murderer.
What, guilty until proven innocent?
You remember 9/11? The son of a bitch had maps of government buildings. U.S. Embassy. Targets.
Those buildings were not on the map. Weren't you listening?
Well, with a name like Ahmed. What was his last name?
Who knows who could have been driving the truck before Ahmed? It could have been anybody of any race.
What does that mean?
She's just saying it could have been anyone. Black, brown, yellow, red.
Because my skin's red,
My
not
skin's
white like
brown.
yours.
Are you
I'm gonna
dissing me
single
because
out
I'm
as
not
Ahmed
white?
was. His last name must have triggered some suspicion. Profiled him for having a foreign name. That was awfully white of you.
Rodriguez. How's that for a foreign name? Not even white-like. We don't belong here because we have brown skin and a foreign-sounding name. My God, man!
You know what? It's just a play. Jesus.
What would Jesus do? Jesus would turn the other cheek and forgive the sinner his transgressions.
Oh, shit. A born-again Christian. That's all I need. I'm just saying.
You're
know
just
that-
saying that if you don't fall in line, be white, Anglo-Saxon Protestant, you don't belong.
Belong to what? The majority? Whether you like it or not, we are the majority. And don't forget, Republican. It's white, Anglo-Saxon Protestant, and Republican. I'm a wasper.
If you're not with us, you're against us, as W and the other members of his Shoot from the Hip group, Cheney, Ashcroft, and Rumsfeld are saying.
Let's get back to Ahmed. Continuing with the playwright's notes. Upon arrival in Damascus, Syrian officials detained him. Once outside the airport, Ahmed is handcuffed and placed in a car between two large men. A bag is placed over his head. He is taken to Far Palestine, the Palestine branch of the Syrian military intelligence. His luggage is opened, and the guards distribute among themselves the wedding gifts meant for his bride. He's then taken to the basement, to one of 20 of the closet-sized cells called coffins. He shares this space with two rotten urine-smelling blankets and rats, which, at night, come out of the two small bathrooms and into his cell with a crack under the door. He's given nothing to eat for 2 days. On the second night, he's taken upstairs. He was continually beaten for the next 7 to 10 days, constantly questioned about his time in Afghanistan and his attempt to take flying lessons. He tells them that he quit the flying lessons because he discovered he was terrified of flying. Your brother, Amr, a known terrorist, wanted you to use your truck loaded with explosives to carry out a suicide attack on the Canadian government building. It's true, is it not? If you do not tell us the truth, we will bring in your wife and rape her and allow you to watch. Ahmed was later taken before a general who said, "If you become an informant, I will release you." Ahmed replied vehemently, "I am willing to stay in this hellhole for another 20 years rather than work for you." So if his brother did ask him to load his truck with explosives, do you think he would have driven it into the embassy or a government building? Okay, what else do we know about Ahmed?
The prick spent time in Afghanistan training to be a pilot.
Yes, but he was terrified of flying, and there's no way that he...
What are you, on their side now?
No, I'm not picking sides. I was just saying before I was interrupted that if we quit the flying lessons, he couldn't fly a Piper Cub, let alone a huge passenger plane.
Maybe his brother did recruit him into loading his truck with explosives, like, what's his name in Oklahoma City?
Timothy McVeigh. He killed 167 people, men, women, and children. Son of a bitch will rot in hell.
He was cremated. He had to prove he was the captain of my soul. He died with his eyes wide open.
Yeah. Killed all those kids with his eyes wide open. No second thoughts. No remorse. Nothing.
Syrian security brought that up. Ahmed didn't initiate it. He just took the opportunity to try and get released.
But the Syrian security police, or whatever they were, weren't going to release a terrorist, even a potential terrorist, one they had forced into confessing.
I don't blame him.
I agree with Irma. He went to Afghanistan in '91 to join the U.S.-backed Mujahideen against the Russians. The Taliban kicked the Russians out.
But his brother was a member of Al-Qaeda or the Taliban. For all we know, he probably still is.
Islam means submission. Submission to Allah. I am Muslim, I know.
You're a Muslim?
Yes. A Muslim may believe in the teachings of Muhammad, but lack fidelity to Muhammad and the Quran. Therefore, he is also a target. The extremists demand full submission. Mind, body, and society.
So, you're a target too?
Huh, that's why the Canadians asked whether Ahmed attended his local mosque and if he prayed.
Radical Muslims are at war with anyone who does not strictly adhere to the Muslim faith.
If he were radical, he would attend mosque on a daily basis and face Mecca and pray, 3-4 times?
5.
How do you know?
I think he lacked the fidelity required by the fundamentalists. And as an infidel, he attended like he said when he could or felt like it.
So, if the Syrian security force felt that he was an infidel, the only way to use him was as an involuntary suicide bomber, cannon fodder. They didn't care if he got killed, or use him as an informant.
And they had his confession to hold against him.
Yeah, but the bastard told him to go to hell.
Bastard!
Whatever.
I wouldn't turn my brother in.
You wouldn't? Even if he was the suicide bomber targeting your hood?
I don't live in the hood anymore. I've moved on. I have plans for my future, and they don't include suicide. Besides, my brother wouldn't place himself in that situation.
Except for the fact that Ahmed went to Afghanistan for pilot training, I don't think he would place himself in that situation either. From what we've learned so far, he was close to his parents.
That doesn't mean a damn thing. There are mothers and fathers who have sold their sons and daughters to radical Muslim fascists to be used as suiciders and terrorists. Those 72 virgins can be awfully appealing when you're in a low-life, dead-end job like trucking.
Lowlife? Trucking? Again with the not white-like insinuation? You better tie it back, man, or you and I are gonna tangle.
Okay, enough. Let's get back. Would you trust Ahmed?
Trust requires some sort of faith, belief, or hope. After all, his name is Ahmed. Commendable, praiseworthy.
I don't care what his name is. I don't trust him.
We judge people by their actions, the history they've laid down for themselves.
He went to Afghanistan. Remember Adolf Hitler from your history books?
Adolf means noble wolf. Noble wolf Hitler.
How noble was the wolf that destroyed Poland and most of Europe?
Hitler believed that the German race was the dominant race. All others were inferior. Extremist Muslims believe that Islam is the only true religion. All others are inferior. There is no difference in either strategy to dominate and rule the world.
If Ahmed means commendable and praiseworthy, then he was admired and depended upon by Al-Qaeda. I don't trust him.
I haven't made up my mind yet.
Me neither. I'm not going to condemn a religion just because of one man or a group of fanatic religious fundamentalists.
Let's take a 5-minute break. Okay, let's get back to an analysis of the play. What is the significance of the Canadian Security Intelligence Service? In the interest of brevity, let's call them CSIS agents. Can anyone tell me what is the significance of their interrogation of Ahmed in his apartment on 9/11?
I think it's obvious. The CCs were keeping tabs on people like Ahmed.
Oh, there you go again. People like Ahmed.
Is that because they were profiling people? Much hated racial profiling? Were they profiling people of Mideastern descent and Ahmed just happened to fit that?
I can see a country worried about the security of its citizens by keeping tabs on people who are known to have terrorist ties, but to question citizens who have had no ties, other than going to mosque to pray and having a Middle Eastern surname, is something else.
Going to Afghanistan to fight even against the Russians means he had terrorist ties. He was on a list. There was no racial profiling. The CCs had his number dialed.
Ask me, a Mexican, or Irma, an African American, about racial profiling.
Okay, Geraldo, I'll ask you.
Yeah. It's an everyday occurrence, especially if you get lost in an affluent white district like Little Italy. My bro likes his 69 Chrysler, man. He loves to cruise East LA, pick up chicks, play around, you know? Anyway, one night, while he was cruising, LA cops pulled him over. They pulled him out of the car at gunpoint and threw him to the ground. One of the cops put a knee in Jose's back. A woman was brought by to give a drive-by identification. She yelled, "That's him! That's the filthy spick, the Mexican who threatened me and robbed me." Today, my brother just looks at his car from his wheelchair. He can't drive it anymore, paralyzed from the waist down. That cop must have weighed over 250 pounds. All because my brother looked like the filthy spick Mexican who robbed her. As it turns out, the robber wasn't even Mexican. A Filipino confessed that same night.
My people are mostly in Buffalo. Upstate New York, my granddad was released from the Army in 1947 at Fort Drum, and on his way back to Buffalo with his black and white buddies, they stopped in a local bar in a small town outside the fort on the Hudson River. He got into a fight with the bouncer, and the cops took him to the judge, who turned out not only to be a bigot, but an ignorant bigot, and not really a judge. The guy hardly had a high school education. The bouncer identified Granddad as that colored man. Not having a lawyer, that colored man told the judge that the term was offensive. The judge said that while certain other words were racist, like Negro or nigger, colored was not. We don't have no colored people in this town, or niggers. Things haven't changed much in 60 years.
They called my dad an ignorant Pollock. He never had a better job than digging up the streets of Cleveland. Hey, I've got a question for you. How do you stop a Polish army on horseback? You pull the plug on the carousel. Any dummy knows that.
Not funny, Mike.
Okay, here's an Irish joke for you. O'Connell was staggering home one night with a pint of booze in his pocket when he stumbles and falls. Staggering to his feet, he feels something wet running down his leg. He lifts his eyes up to heaven and he prays, "Please, God, let it be blood!"
I resent that. That's why the sign read, "Irish need not apply." Why? Because they're nothing but a bunch of drunks? No, because they're the latest target of prejudice and hate.
All of our ancestors have all been dissed at one time or another.
It's called prejudice, not dissed.
Okay.
Moving on. What is the significance of Ahmed's feeling that he was tailed from Canada to Damascus by the Lebanese men and the other Arab, and the warning by CSIS?
I think the agent was trying to warn Ahmed that once he arrived in Damascus, the Canadians wouldn't have any power to help him, that he would be
But he
beyond
was a
their...
Canadian citizen.
Personally, I thought their thoughts were good riddance to bad rubbish.
What can Canada do to help him?
Why should Canadians help a terrorist? Let the people with the dirty tricks find out if he's a terrorist or not. Why dirty Canada's hands?
Except that recent events like Abu Ghraib and Guantanamo Bush just admitted he was using secret CIA-run foreign prisons to hold terrorism suspects, so-called black sites.
But he said they were located in Eastern Europe.
He's lied before. Why believe him now? Guantanamo is our black site.
Well, I know that the Geneva Conventions outlaw intimidation tactics like attack dogs, hoods, and waterboarding. Were we doing that down there?
That doesn't help Ahmed. In Damascus, everything's done secretly.
I think Cesus knew that once Ahmed arrived in Damascus, he'd be subjected to a much more harsh code of law, the draconian measures of the Muhukubara. I guess they figured that if Ahmed was a terrorist, the Syrians would find out.
Hey, if you're not with us, you're against us.
Let's not go back to that.
Hey, the Russians have their KGB. We have our black ops despite laws to the contrary. Most Arab countries have their Mukhabarat. Arab Palestine has their secret services, which were originally started by Arafat. Israel has its Shabbat and Mossad. Hell, in the Middle Ages, when the new religions weren't catching on fast enough, things got a lot rougher for those who were still practicing the old religion. Church officials began asserting that witches were savages and devils.
In the Middle Ages, the Pope created a guidebook detailing the tortures that could be used to obtain confessions to the practice of witchcraft. Enter Iraq.
Oh, a confession from the born-again Christian.
I'm just stating a fact.
The fact is that all torture is used for political or religious purposes. The secret services already work in the shadows. Once unleashed by the extremists, they go bad. Once unleashed against their own people, they sink deeper into the dark.
What about the Syrian security torturing Ahmed?
An example of Secret Service gone bad against its own people.
Okay, I'm going to open my cardboard box and do a little blocking. Mike, you're going to be a Syrian guard.
Yes!
Geraldo, you are Ahmed. Put on this hood and these handcuffs. Irma, you are guard number 1. Mike, you are guard number 2. Noe, you are the general. Put this hat on. Yes, you look like a general. May I call you Noe instead of...
My name's Noemi. N-O-E-M-I, not Noe. It's my given name, my grandmother's.
Okay. Noemi. Sorry. Okay, let me set this up. Ahmed is brought upstairs after they discover he has not written his confession the way that they want. He's pushed through the door and thrown onto the floor. Your entrance is over here, stage right. Let's put this table stage left. We'll bring that chair over here, Aisling. That's yours, General. And these papers are Ahmed's confession and Geraldo's lines as he is seated at the table in front of the General. Have a seat, General. We need one more chair for Ahmed. Set it upstage, Irma. Okay. I will read the stage directions. The guards guide Ahmed to their entry. They then push him to the floor in front of the General's table.
Oh, easy, damn it. This is only a rehearsal.
On your feet, infidel.
Stop, stop! My Irma. Grab Ahmed by the hair of the shirt and yank him to his feet. Don't feel sorry for him. You think those guards treated him gently? You can hit him with your fists, kick him, anything that you feel will
I
hurt
don't
him.
think I could do this.
Obviously, you don't actually hit him or kick him. Has anyone had any fight choreography?
I have.
Okay, Aisling, you are guard number 1. Have a seat, Irma. Bring in a fight choreographer. For now, just don't connect. Pull your punches and kicks. Ahmed, you have to resist in some way. Guards, when he resists, begin kicking him in the gut, wherever. Let's do this again, okay? Door opens, Ahmed is thrown in.
Ah, jeez, man, who did that?
Mike, don't connect. Continue.
Ow! God!
Ahmed attempts to stand, favoring his kicked leg. The guards brutally pick him up. Ahmed wavers, stands, stooped before the general.
Put him in that chair. Bring me the drill.
The guards push Ahmed into the chair.
My hands are cuffed too tight.
Tie his hands
easy,
to the
guys.
chairs. Take off his hood.
Guard number 1 ties him to the chair as guard number 2 takes off his hood.
So, Fidel, you think you are smart. When I am finished with you, you won't be able to write.
The general takes the drill from the guard. He revs up the drill. Ahmed is visibly shaking. The general drills 2 holes into Ahmed's hands. He does the only thing he can. He bites the general's arm.
You son of a bitch. When I am finished with you, you won't be able to chew your next meal.
The general hits Ahmed. Ahmed is bleeding profusely from his mouth.
Son of a bitch. How do you like your coffee? You will spend the rest of your life stooped in that cell, unable to stand. You can sleep on the floor in your own shit. You wrote a different confession than what I told you. Next time I will write it in your blood and you will sign it.
Smiling, in obvious pain from the bite, the general scoops the blood into a coffee cup.
String the bastard up.
The guards manhandle him, tying his hands and throwing the rope over a ceiling beam. They hoist him up. The general takes a cigarette from the pack on his table and offers one to each of the guards. The general stands as guard number 2 lights the cigarettes. The general motions to them to beat him again.
Ow! You're not supposed to hit me.
The general stops the guards and approaches Ahmed.
You think Canada will come get you? To save your smelly ass?
Please. No more torture.
Torture? This is not torture. Lift us, though.
Let's burn him on his thighs and his shins.
Guards reach down.
Next time, I will ruin your face and your eyes. Waterboarding is fun, but it takes too long. This is more efficient.
The general nods and they commence to kick and beat him again. Ahmed screams with each blow.
Ow! Gosh!
They then lower Ahmed to the floor. Ahmed screams as he hits the floor.
Ow! God damn it!
Put him in that chair.
Please, write it. I will sign it. Please don't. No more.
Good. I will write it, and you will sign it. Get him out of here. Bring him to me in 3 days. No food.
Okay. Okay. He's good. Untie him, Melanie.
You didn't pull your punches or your kicks,
Hey man,
asshole.
I held my punches. I tried not to make
Trying
contact.
won't mean a
Oh,
damn
come on,
thing.
come on, come on!
I don't think he tried to hurt you.
I'm sorry. I may have connected once, I think. Sorry, Roldo.
Let's take another break. Put all this furniture back.
You know what? You better knock it off, you little...
What are you gonna do?
Come on!
What?
Come on! Come on!
What
Come
the
on!
hell
Come on! Come on!
Just a little misunderstanding.
Yeah, just a misunderstanding. I'll see you outside later, Geraldo.
Damn right you will.
Come on!
You better show
Come
up
on!
when
Come
you
on!
come out
Come
there.
on!
Enough! Whatever it was, take it outside. Later! Okay. I'd like to get deeper into the first act of the play. Act 1, Scene 4. This is the cell scene between the 17-year-old female prisoner, Alama, which, for those of you who are interested, means hope and/or desire. Aisling, I'd like you to play Alama. Noemi, you are Ikram. This is an old Arabic name. You are Alama's husband. You're called to Ahmed's side after the blackout. And Geraldo, this time I'd like you to be the guard. Okay, let me set this up. Alama is carried into her cell by the guard. Her sister, that's you, Irma, you are Khalida, will help the guard to carry her. Alama's dress is bloodied. She is very pale, very weak. Then, after a slow blackout of 10 to 15 seconds, Alama has changed her position. She's seated now, leaning against the wall. She and Ahmed are back to back. Mike, you are Ahmed. Okay. Geraldo, you will help Alama carry her with her feet dragging into the cell. You're very gentle with her. You feel bad. As you go to leave, perhaps make sure that her shemagh covers her, etc. Khalida, do something to show your irritation with him. Slap his hand away. Get him away from her as quickly as possible. And then after she comes into the cell and you're comforting her, perhaps take a cloth, put her shemagh, and wipe her face.
Well, what does Khalida need?
I don't know. That will be your research for tomorrow night. Okay. Mike, Noemi, lay this table on its edge. Split the center of the stage. There will be the wall between the cells. Put these script assets on the floor beside the table. At this point, none of the characters have lines. After the blackout, lights should be up enough for you to read. I think that's all we need. Ahmed, you are here, leaning against the wall. Okay, Geraldo, you bring Alama into the cell. Very gently, careful with her. Khalida, you help him to lay her down on the floor. All right. I think that's all we need. I will again read the stage directions. Go for it. A guard enters, dragging Alama into the cell. Khalida helps him to lay her down on the floor. The guard fixes her dress. Khalida slaps his hand away. Embarrassed, the guard exits the cell sorrowfully. Khalida comforts her sister, wipes her face, lights down slowly. Alama sits up, leans against the wall. It lights up, she's seen with her ear to the wall. She taps on the wall to get someone's attention on the other side. Ahmed wakes slowly, turns quickly and responds to the tapping.
Who's there?
Please, Alama. My husband Ikram. Is he with you?
Ahmed turns and whispers loudly into the dark cell.
Ikram. Ikram. Is there an Ikram here? Ikram.
Ikram approaches from the darkness.
Yes, I am Ikram.
There's a woman. Alama, I think. In the cell next to us.
It is my wife.
She's asking for you.
Alama. Alama, are you there?
Shh. Quiet, the guards will hear you.
Yes, Ikram. I am here.
Alama begins crying, eventually breaking down into violent sobs.
Please, Alama, do not cry. The guards will hear you. They will beat you.
Everyone quiets to listen for the guards. Silence. Ikram whispers softly.
Alama.
I don't think she hears you. Whisper louder.
The guards, they will hear me.
Put your lips closer to this crack. I've been talking to another woman there. Khalida.
Alama, she is my wife. They arrested us, her sister Khalida, and her husband Masood 5 months ago.
Ikram turns and whispers loudly into the dark cell.
Masood! Masood! Praise be to Allah, it is Khalida, Masood!
Masood is not here. They have taken him.
Take it. He's gone?
When they bring him back tomorrow, they will...
Ikram turns to the crack in the wall.
Alama! Khalida! Alama! Khalida!
Khalida leans past Alama and whispers loudly.
Masood, where are you?
Khalida!
Alama and I...
Praise be to Allah! Kif halik? How are you? They have taken Masood. How are you? Alama.
Have they hurt you?
He lies. Shows obvious signs of torture. Black eyes, bloody face and clothing.
No. God willing. I am not hurt.
Alama and Ikram whispered loudly together.
Alama, how are you?
Shh, quiet, the guards will hear you.
Alama faints.
Alama? Alama?
No answer.
Khalida?
Ikram, Alana's not well. She has miscarried your baby.
Ikram does not know that Alama was pregnant.
Baby?
She has miscarried your baby. They tortured her for no other reason than to cause her to miscarry so that the prison would not have to care for the newborn. She did not know if it was a boy or girl. I am sorry, Ikram.
Allah, Shallah, Shallah. Allah, I did not know. Our baby. Allah, Shallah, Shallah. God Almighty.
Ikram falls to the floor, sobbing. Alama and Khalida are sobbing uncontrollably as Khalida cradles Alama. Excellent. Pick up the intensity. Slow the pace a bit. Let's take another break. Take your scripts with you. Look them over if you like. Okay. Are there any questions about the first synopsis, blocking characters, etc. that you want to talk about? No. There's probably enough discussion with complicity. We'll just continue on to the next of the playwright's notes. Notes, part 2, confirmation. I may want to create this next scene, Act 2, Scene 1, as a short film to be projected onto a scrim. A memory piece about the first few days and the final test for all recruits in the U.S. Marine Corps boot camp. That's all the synopsis I will read for now. Okay, let's set this up. I would like Mike, Noemi, and Geraldo to read. Mike, you read Private Sullivan. Noemi, you read Private Sullivan, the narrator, as voiceover, guiding the audience through his memories. Geraldo, you can read the drill instructor. Okay, Act 2, Scene 1, page 34. I will read the stage directions. Most of this is read very loudly. Go for it.
3 months shy of 18, right out of the cornfields of Iowa, I jumped off the bus at the United States Marine Corps Recruit Depot in San Diego. For the next 90 days, I got the shit kicked out of me, but I loved every minute of it. 3 months of sandflies, DI screaming in my face, all I wanted was a beer. You'd think they'd offer a guy a beer once in a while. My first day in the Corps, I was rudely awakened at 4 o'clock in the morning and assembled with the rest of the recruits behind the barracks.
If you move your right foot, recruit, I'm gonna kick the shit out of you. Do you hear me, faggot?
Yes, sir.
Stop! Drill instructor, I'm going to yell your lines. I mean a deep and forceful yell. It's not a scream, but a powerful yell! Dr. Sullivan, you will have to gradually get louder, and both of you will have to maintain that loudness throughout the read.
What did you say?
Sir, yes, sir.
I can't hear you, recruit.
Sir, yes, sir.
I still can't hear you, faggot.
Sir, yes, sir.
Louder!
Sir, yes, sir!
I still can't hear you!
Sir, yes, sir.
Except for the march to Chow, we didn't move. Some so homesick and so in shock from the treatment of the DIs, they puked their guts out in their mess kits. Guys were dropping like flies. After breakfast and lunch in the hot sun, the same thing. At 6 o'clock, we marched to the mess hall, again with the puking. Good old down-home greasy fried chicken. On my second day, I was probed, inoculated, shot, got my teeth checked by a drunk dentist. Yep, he was drunk on his ass. I coughed, gave blood, pissed in a bottle, you name it, I got it, I gave it. Third day, I took tests. You know, intelligence tests. To see what kind of job they had for me in the Marines. Recon, yeah, that's where I want to go. On the fourth day, 4 DIs, one at a time, called us into the headquarters hut. My turn. They were standing there, looking mean, swinging baseball bats, about to lay one upside my head. I'm thinking, what in the hell did I do wrong? At least Grandpa told me what I did wrong before he beat the shit out of me. Well, they can't kill me.
Private Sullivan, front and center.
Sir, yes, sir.
What did you say? I can't hear you, you shit-eating faggot.
Sir, yes, sir.
What makes you think you can be a Marine, Private Sullivan?
Sir, I can take anything, sir. Sir, I want to be a Marine, sir. Sir, I'm not a faggot, sir.
Private Sullivan, do you like me?
Sir, no, sir.
You don't like me, Private Sullivan. Get down there and give me 20!
12 push-ups is all I could do. Somehow he knew it.
On your feet, Private Sullivan. You wimp. Do you like me now, Private Sullivan?
Sir, yes, sir.
You like me. Well, Private Sullivan, you are a faggot. In the Marine Corps dictionary, like means love, and love means fuck. And I'll be damned if you're gonna fuck me, you goddamn faggot. Get in that fucking locker, Private Sullivan.
Sir, yes, sir.
Well, I got in the locker. They slammed the door behind me and locked it. They began pounding the locker with their baseball bats. Bam, 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 bam. You still want to be a Marine, Private Sullivan? Bam, 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 bam. After what seemed like half an hour later, the pounding stopped.
Do you still like me, Private Sullivan?
I didn't answer. The door swung open. I fell out.
Attention!
I scrambled to attention. I was shaking in my new boots, scared, but I didn't let them know it.
Get your ass out of here, Private Sullivan.
I ran like hell.
Get back here, Private! Is that how you are dismissed?
Sir, no, sir.
Take one step backward, about face, and then you can run like hell. Get the fuck out of here!
I hesitated. I did the right thing. I stopped. He hesitated.
Dismissed!
Still shaking, I watched from my hut as the rest of the recruits filed into the headquarters hut one at a time. The screaming and yelling. DIs were louder. They were slamming baseball bats on anything they could find except the recruit. A few of them guys ended up on deck, crying like babies, puking their guts out, or crapping and pissing their pants like damn faggots. Some of them didn't make it past the front desk. They just crumbled into a heap. They were dismissed as psychologically unfit. We never saw them again. Most, including me, passed the test. They never called us faggots again. We could take anything they could give us, and we learned to give as good as we got. We had what it took to be Marines. 9 weeks later, as platoon leader, I led my platoon on the final test of endurance, the Crucible.
Very good. Very good. Yes, we'll rehearse and film that scene later. I want the audience to feel that it is a memory scene from Sullivan. Now, I'd like to block scene 2. We'd like to experiment with this scene as an improvisation. I will be giving you directions as we go to guide you through. Lieutenant Reynolds will be the only person with a script. I want you to imagine where you are and the predicament in which you are being placed. The set is a corridor in a military prison somewhere in Iraq. There are cells lining the corridor. We visit Michael Sullivan again, Now, Sergeant Sullivan. I'd like Mike to take the part of Sergeant Sullivan. You must come up with 3 different so-called softening up techniques. Use your imagination. I need a prisoner and 2 guards. Noemi, prisoner 6482. Irma, you are Lieutenant Reynolds. You are the day officer. Aisling, you are Private Hart, a guard. Geraldo, you are another guard. Corporal Hernandez. Have a bag for your head, prisoner 6482. Now, Irma, after the guards Hart and Hernandez bring in a new prisoner, you will be processing his paperwork, photographing him, etc. You're preparing to leave for the day. Okay. Prisoner and guards stage left. Lieutenant Reynolds stage right. In the bottom of page 38. Take it from there.
Put him on his belly, Private Hart. Flexicuff him, then bring him over here so I can take his portrait.
Guards force the prisoner to the ground and put flexicuffs on him. They then escort the prisoner to Lieutenant Reynolds.
Stand against the wall, Ahmed 6482. No. Turn around. Turn around, stupid. Can't you understand simple English? Okay, hold still. Face the camera. Smile. Smile, you ignorant bastard. Private Hart, put a hood on him.
Officer, I'm not an ignorant man. My mother, God bless her, she's insulted.
There's some intelligent Iraqis after all. He speaks English.
I'm a professor of science at the university.
Shut up! You speak when I say you can and not until then. Now, here's a question for you. Ahmed 6482. How come you speak such good English?
I learned English at Harvard. I'm a professor.
All right, shut up! Hernandez, Hart, after I leave, strip him and soften him up for the boys and girls fun later. Then, hose him down.
Sergeant Sullivan enters with paperwork for Lieutenant Reynolds.
Lieutenant Reynolds, this is my second tour. I've only been back 3 days. We're not interrogators. We're just guards. We're...
Good evening, Sergeant Sullivan.
Lieutenant, welcome back, Hernandez.
Sergeant Sullivan knows what I want. Brief him, Sergeant. Hart, bag, then strip him.
Yes, Lieutenant.
I'm out of here.
Good night, Lieutenant.
Lieutenant Reynolds exits. Sullivan pulls Hernandez aside.
Hart, strip her. Take her hood off. We'll deal with her in a bit. Over here, Jesse.
While the 2 men talk, Private Hart cuffs the prisoner to a pipe along the wall. She steps back from the prisoner.
Mike, what the hell's going on here? When did she switch from witch to bitch?
You heard her, Jesse. The brass is leaning on me to do something.
Leaning on you? What do you mean, do something?
You know, soften them up. Reynolds has me read the casualty list every day to my squad. You heard me this morning. Just to remind our fellow Marines that our fellow Marines are dying out there every day. Every day, Reynolds reminds me in one way or another, like this comment. While you were in your nice, safe place, Sergeant Sullivan, Private James T. Owens took an IED. He's being brought home in a body bag. Are you going to help us turn this thing around? Do what you got to do. So I do it.
What the hell do they want you to do? Stretch him out on a rack? Sick the dogs on him?
Oh, no, they'd love that. What we're doing, Hart, me, and a few others, is humiliating them. There are certain things that irritate the hell out of them, like pissing on their prayer books or their Qurans, or running around naked in front of Hart and Johnson. By the way, if you see the tits on Hart, man, they are to die for.
Wait a sec.
She bared him the other night for some of the Ahmeds. Some of them took second looks. You should have seen them. They almost had orgasms.
This isn't our job, man. You know, we're just supposed to be guarding him. We didn't even have to do that before.
I know. Nothing bad. Nothing worse than what the Diaz did to us in boot camp. What we're doing tonight is posing for some pictures, a little entertainment for the troops. Hart's got her digital. I'm borrowing Reynolds' camera. Got a video, don't you, Jesse?
Yeah.
Come on. No harm, no foul.
Okay, we just can't hurt him in any way. As soon as you guys draw blood, I'm out of here. And the Colonel won't like my story.
We won't hurt him, Jesse. I promise. Just their feelings.
I'm serious, man.
I know, but the problem is we might have some competition. There's some other people here, not in uniform, upstairs. I've never seen them before. Working under some of the Ahmeds. I think they're other government agents. 2 men, 2 women. We're getting kind of rough.
And what were they doing?
They had the prisoners chained or tied to cells and pipes. They stripped them, hooded them, wrapped electrical wire around them, and they hosed them down with cold water. They were standing on crates, chairs, with ropes hanging around their necks and wires hanging from them.
Guaranteed we won't hurt him?
Guaranteed.
Okay, I'm holding you to that. I'll go get my camera.
I'll wake up this other Ahmed over here.
Corporal Hernandez exits. The prisoner had fallen to his knees.
Get up, Ahmed! On your feet!
I would like a drink of water, sir.
Oh, you're gonna get a drink of water, all right. We're gonna hose you down. But first, we're gonna pose you for some Dollywood stuff. You want your picture taken, don't you? For your girlfriends?
The Geneva Conventions.
Those rules don't apply here, Professor. You're gonna like these pictures. You can show them to all your students. What happens down here stays down here, and it's gonna be a cakewalk compared to what they've got prepared for you upstairs.
Corporal Hernandez returns with his video camera.
How are we going to pose him?
Well, first, you're gonna videotape everything. Then, I'm gonna pose her on the floor in embarrassing positions. I'm gonna be standing over her like I'm ready to beat the crap out of her. But first, let me check my hair. Okay, got your tape going? Like that. Okay, a side shot. One with their head in my zipper. Okay, you got it? Okay, good.
Oh, yeah. This is too easy. When you're finished, I've got a few better ideas.
Sullivan and Hart pose the prisoner for several shots.
Okay. It's my turn now. Let's see. Now we're gonna put Ahmed up on that crate, and then we'll flex a cuff. No. Put an ankle bracelet on him, lock him to the cage door, and then put a flexicuff on his wrist between his legs, and so on. Yeah, shoot several shots in different positions.
They continue to pose the prisoner, with Hart topless in various seductive poses.
Well, would you look at the skivvies on Ahmed? The boys and girls upstairs are gonna love them red drawers. And get on the crate, Ahmed.
Sullivan and Hart pose the prisoner in various precarious positions. Several photos are taken as Hernandez continues to videotape the entire scene. The prisoner teeters, falls off the crate onto the floor. Sullivan leaves the prisoner on the floor.
Guys, can I get dressed? It's cold down here.
It will only be a couple of minutes, Noemi.
At least throw something over me.
Continue!
Shut up, Ahmed! Roll over on your belly!
What? Do we have to be so damn realistic, Donnie? This is just a rehearsal.
Continue!
Shut up, Ahmed! Okay? On your feet! Let's get her apart. Get up on the crate. Get up on the crate! Grab that white sheet out of the box. And that rope, the rope too. Bye-bye. Get the rope. Good. All right.
Yeah.
Hold your arms out, Ahmed! Hold them out! Okay, hold them. Looks like KKK. Okay? All right. A few more shots.
Yeah.
6482 falters.
Oops.
Hart grabs him in time.
Okay. Now what we're going to do, Jesse, is run around naked with their hood on. Got your camera going?
Wait. I can't do this. You know, I mean, look, she could slip and fall or run into something and get hurt.
Continue. No one is going to get hurt. Continue!
What's the colonel gonna say when he sees the medic's report?
Colonel's not going to say a thing. We do all the first aid down here. Johnson's gotten good at stitching them up. Got everything she needs. Needles, thread, bandages. This is a one-stop funhouse.
What? No blood.
Hart, why don't you show 'em what you got? Get her started off good and horny. The colonel's not going to know a thing. Will he, Hart?
No.
Sullivan looks threateningly at Hernandez.
Not unless you tell him, Jesse.
Hernandez cowers submissively.
No way, Danya. I'm sorry, but I, Geraldo Rodriguez, will not cower. I mean, no matter who was in command, especially when being faced with possible charges of cruelty and negligence. Look, if this is to be improvisational, I have to follow my personal convictions. What we've been doing to the prisoner so far is not dangerous, but causing him injury would be wrong.
Well, what would you do, Geraldo?
I would leave before anyone gets hurt.
Fine. Sit down. Aisling, you are now Corporal Hernandez. Do you have a problem with that?
Nope. I sure don't. What makes you think I'll take the part?
Do you want the part?
Yes, but you didn't answer my question.
You've already proven to me that you're willing to take the part of Private Hart, who's complicit in prior acts of so-called softening up. Am I right?
Well, yes.
But wouldn't Hernandez go further?
That's up to Hernandez. What does she think?
I'll give it a shot. Let's do it and see where it goes.
Irma, you are now Private Hart. Okay, Aisling as Hernandez.
Only if you tell him, Jesse.
All right, I'm in. But we gotta be careful. And like I said, you guys draw blood, and I'm out of here. Before you say it, I'm not cowering either. I go into this with a clean approach, okay?
Okay, let's, as you say, see where it goes.
Okay, as Hernandez. I don't know if the colonel will listen to any of my complaints. If he doesn't, I'm certainly going to let other people, the right people, know.
Sullivan looks sternly, ominously at Hernandez.
At your risk, Jesse. Okay. Put her up against the wall.
All right, strip to your bare ass, Ahmed. Take it off.
How do you feel about that, Noemi?
Okay with me. I did hair last summer. And in of all places, a church in New Jersey. Does nudity fit the character?
Yes. When prisoners first come into the prison, they are handcuffed. Actually, they use what they call flexi-cuffs. And they're photographed. A bag is placed over their head, and they're forced to strip. Standard operational procedures.
Okay with me, but do we have to do it tonight?
I think for tonight you can keep your clothes on.
What? Are you for real? I thought this was improv. I, Hernandez, want them naked.
What's the matter, Noemi? Is Noemi embarrassed? Nobody would Noemi be embarrassed. You want her naked?
Naked.
Why not? This is the fun part. We had a grand time running a bunch of them around naked last night. Didn't we, Hart? Nobody got hurt.
Embarrass the hell out of him.
Take your clothes off, 6482. Your skivvy drawers, too.
Skivvies?
Your underwear, 6482.
No, no.
Sullivan removes the sheet from 6482.
Come on, Ahmed. Take it easy, Asian. You're stronger than I thought. Don't make me work hard, Ahmed. Come on, you damned wimp.
No damned wins.
In character, Noemi.
Take your clothes off! Now!
No, no.
Take them off or I'll take them off for you! And I won't be nice about it.
The prisoner removes his underwear and stands with his back to the women. Turn around.
No, no,
Turn around now!
no. Islam forbids public nudity.
You left Islam at the gate, 6482.
Have you no respect? I cannot expose my body to a woman. It is bad. It is indecent.
Is your body so bad, Ahmed, that it is indecent for me to look at? Or is it so indecent that it's bad for me to look at? Which is it?
You mock and disrespect me.
You
And
think
I
you're
shall
gonna
not
lose
be-
your virginity? Welcome to the 21st century, 6482. Muhammad ain't gonna recognize you with that hood on. Besides, you ain't stripping for me. You're stripping so we can hose you down. Get all the bugs off you.
I have no bugs. No goodies.
Okay. We're out of character. That was good. I like the improv angle. However, improv brings out the comedy in the actor. I'd rather not get comedic. What do you think?
I felt lost in my pursuit to humiliate these guys as much as possible. I want to learn more about the torture techniques. Do you think it'd be okay to do a little research so as to be realistic?
That would help. You can also use the script to help you, which isn't too far from what I have just seen.
There is some comedy to this whole thing. Humiliation of audience members can be part of the comedic shtick. Would it be possible for me to be one of the guards, even though I threw a hissy fit? The play is becoming clearer to me as we get deeper into it.
What is the premise of your play, Danya?
How do you know this is my play?
The way you have directed us tonight has the inside of a playwright. The characters, they seem so real.
They seem to be evolving, even in the short amount of time we've been studying them. We got Geraldo to attempt Hernandez again. That's telling. Aisling plays
I felt
Hernandez.
Hernandez wanting to go further. But like I said, it's hard without knowledge.
Just go with the flow. Have some fun with it.
You would say that.
Are you saying that I, me, Michael Dubronsky, am a prime candidate to play a torturer?
What I am saying is that your personality, your temperament, is conducive to the role that you are playing. I, on the other hand, am just acting.
Your milquetoast personality hides a vampire in waiting.
What?
You showed that evil, that pernicious, even malicious side when you confronted the prisoner.
How did I become the evil one? I'm just playing a role, to the best of my ability, I might add.
Same thing I saw back home. The malevolence, the immoral prejudice against the minority. Because I'm Native American. I'm used to that. Because I happen to be gay. As proud of my Native American origin as I am, I'm even more proud that I'm gay. Ahmed, in fear of further torture, gave in. Maybe he was weak. Maybe he was stupid. Maybe he was in fear of everyone around him. Remember how his coworkers treated him after 9/11 when he went back to work? They harassed him for being of Middle Eastern descent. I lived that. I grew up living that. I used to get
Because
beaten
you
up-
were gay. I was right. You are from Sheboygan. I heard rumors about you. Kids would beat you up because they thought you were gay. I didn't believe
Well,
that.
you're
I could-
right. I am from Sheboygan, and I am gay. As soon as I could, I left all that small town prejudice.
So now you slam my friends, relatives, the people
We
of
were
Sheboygan?
comparing people that are prejudiced.
Noemi, I'm sorry. I'm gay too. I left Cleveland 6 months ago. Since I've been here, I've never felt more free.
If you feel so free, why are you coming on so strong? Your guilty until proven innocent attitude shuts everybody out. Ahmed may be guilty of sin, but this play is about wrongful imprisonment, torture, and its effects on him and his fellow inmates. From what I read in the second act, his life after his release from Syrian and Egyptian torture.
Hey man, you know what? This isn't working for you. I don't have a thing against gays. If you want to fight someone, go back to Cleveland. I think you're hiding behind this whole macho attitude as a defense. No, look, I'm serious. If it weren't for that, you'd probably be a nice guy. You should give yourself a break.
It's just after 9/11, I thought New Yorkers would want revenge by any means. Come on, gays are an easy target.
There are those with that attitude, but most just want Osama bin Laden to pay for the attack on 9/11. He was the mastermind.
Let's take a short break. We'll get into the healing in the final scene. Okay, we have about 15 minutes left. I intend to keep my promise to Mike.
It's okay if we go past 10 o'clock. Don't forget, have a ride.
This scene presents the plight of torture victims after their release. We have to remember those victims who died while incarcerated. The unborn baby, for instance, and the mother and father's problems.
I don't think that incarcerated is the proper word. It implies that they were in prison lawfully. Many were in prison just for having an Eastern sounding name.
Okay. Imprisoned will be the word that we will use, lawfully or unlawfully. Now we also have to remember that some of the guards, the torturers, are viewed as victims too. They have been drafted, if you allow, into the system of torture, inadvertently, accidentally, or involuntarily. Now I've written the scene with 2 prisoners and 2 guards being interviewed separately. However, I think it would be more dramatic if they were questioned by a clinician. I would like to experiment with the improv approach again. You can read the monologue I've written or use it as a reference. However, if you can, create your own monologue. If not, create your own victim while you read. By that I mean you can be demonstrative or withdrawn, etc. I will be the clinician. Do I have any volunteers?
I'd like to be one of the guards. Actually, I'd like to be Sergeant Sullivan.
Okay, 1 volunteer.
I'd like to play the mother of a miscarried child, Alama.
Any more volunteers?
Yeah, I'd like to be Hernandez. I know, but I think I can handle it this time. No, I've been really...
I'll take Ahmed.
I'll take prisoner 6482. Can you do away with the Ahmed 6482?
Yeah, that's the meaning. What's his name?
Can I give him a name?
His name was Habib Khalif. He was my brother. He was a genius. Naive, perhaps. A very gentle man. He loved mathematics and was a devout Muslim. Respected his fellow professors highly and held them in great esteem.
Was?
He wandered off into the desert. I don't know what happened to him. I think it was too much.
Sonia, can I speak to you in private?
Yes. Let's get some chairs up here. We need 5. Separate them by 2 or 3 feet and put the table over here. Okay, have a seat. Act 2, Scene 2, page 55.
United States Marine Corps, sir!
Very sorry, Master Sergeant, but it says here that you were just released from prison. You lost all of your rank when you were sent to prison.
Master Sergeant Michael Connor Sullivan, United States Marine Corps, sir! Sergeant Michael Sullivan!
All right, all right. Sergeant Sullivan, you have been... Sergeant, you don't have to salute me. You don't have to stand at attention either, Sullivan. Stand at ease. It says here that you were released about 3 years ago. Sergeant, why don't you have a seat? Relax. I communicate better when you're seated across from me, not towering over me.
Thank you, sir.
What was your job in the prison, Sergeant?
My job? My job was to take those Iraqi Muslims, those scumbags! You know, they think their bodies are temples, especially the fundamentalists. I, the king of soft, that's what they called me, you know, because before those prisoners were taken upstairs, they had to go through me. I softened them up. How do you think I got these stripes? Anyway, the OGAs, other government agents, they call themselves. I call them the other guys upstairs. The Ukus, they wanted me to get the Ahmeds primed. So, I ready my troops. They're all keyed up for the invasion. I launch my attack and I invade that temple. I defile it and I desecrate it. That shrine of theirs. I do it deliberately and repeatedly, and oftentimes, sadistically, with a little sex from the girls thrown in for variety, but mostly for my entertainment. I do it with pleasure, and I make sure the Ahmeds know it. By the time I'm finished with them, they depend on me for everything. I tell them when to sleep, when to shower, when to shit, when to eat, when to drink. For as long as I have them, they do as I say. By the time the Ogas get them, they have no identity. They've forgotten their dreams, their mothers, their ideals, their wives. And they're ready to say or do anything. As I work on their bodies, I work on their minds. I'm gonna bring your wife in here. We're gonna let the boys have at her. You can watch if you'd like. Ahmed! It's no longer just about them. I'm going to go after their kin, their girlfriends, their business partners. Of course I won't. But they don't know that. It's enough that they think that their wives in the other room or that I'm going to bring in their business partner and their girlfriends. Those prisoners, they were dreaming of me every night. When they weren't sleeping, they were thinking about what I was going to do to them next. No more time thinking about friends tomorrow. Tomorrow was mine. The only thing they had left to hang on to was what I was going to do to them tomorrow. Pretty soon, they're telling me what hurts most.
Well, I think that would be enough for today, Sergeant. Habib Khalik?
He is silent, sir. He does not answer.
Habib, you're next. Well, I guess we'll have to wait. Alama Hudhay?
Alama Haifa. That is me.
Do you speak English very well, Alama?
No, not very well. But I am learning. I am a student at university.
We can begin today, Alama, if you don't mind, by telling me how you came to be a prisoner.
Yes. My husband Ikram and I just finished my sister's wedding reception. We were taken by state police. I did not know why. Ikram did not know either. We were happy. We wanted baby. Now I can't have baby. We were taken to prison. Ikram and other men in one building, I and other women in another. We find each other with help. I only talked to him once in 3 years. It was a cold and dark place. They beat me badly. I had 2 broken arms. I cannot use this one. They stand on my leg. Your husband, Ikram, is terrorist, yes? I say no. They stand again. Ikram is not terrorist? I say he is kind, gentle man. They stand again. I feel my knee break. I don't remember after that. I have not seen Ikram since day of celebration.
Mama, where is your baby?
I have not seen Ikram and not hear him since that day in cell with only brick and wall to hear. I felt his breath. He smelled bad. I'll never smell him again.
Where is your baby?
Then the guards came. They beat me again. Again, again. No talking, you talk again, we beat you again. Then they raped me. And other women. Lida was raped many times in cell. Only one guard kind to us.
Alana, where is your baby?
I
Where's
don't
Ikram?
know! With Allah. Allah Shadha Shadha. Ikram, where are you? Where have they taken our baby? Our baby! Allah Shadha Shadha. Ikram.
Habib, are you ready now?
I do not think he is ready, sir.
Very well. Ahmed?
Yes, I am Ahmed.
Have a seat, Ahmed. May I call you Ahmed?
Yes.
Could you tell me something of yourself now that you are 3 years from your imprisonment, Ahmed?
Yes, it is difficult. Someone must answer for the 22 months I spent in jail for no reason. And someone must be held accountable for continuously feeding bad information that keep me in cell. Solitary confinement in prison cell for 482 consecutive days. I lose my wife. Rola's father went to my mother in Egypt. He told her that he could not have imagined a better husband for his daughter, but that they were afraid, and the family felt that it had no choice but to seek an annulment. I was devastated. It was the memory of her, my Rola, that helped me survive my suffering of constant beatings and false accusations. I live in constant pain. Surgery. Surgery has failed to take the pain away.
Your body quickly generates new pathways for you to feel the pain. Without the pain, you do not know the cause, and therefore physicians do not know how to treat you. Did they explain that to you?
Yes. I think so.
Hoffman?
I try to write of my imprisonment, but it is hard. I can't concentrate. I can't concentrate. Dizziness?
Could you tell me something about your life while imprisoned, Hoffman?
Yes. I never knew if I was being led to interrogation, torture, death, or another prison. Every time they would take me to another prison, I would have to find a new way to survive. I am sorry. I cannot concentrate. May I sit for a while?
Yes. That should be enough for today, Hoffman. You may go home now.
I must wait for my father. He takes me. Thank you.
Allahu Akbar. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Maliki yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdina as-sirata al-mustaqim. Sirata alladhina an'amta 'alayhim. Ghayril maghdubi 'alayhim. Waladdallin. Amin. Allahu Akbar. Subhana Rabbil Azim. Subhana Rabbil Azim. Subhana Rabbil Azim. Sami'allahu liman hamida. Allahu Akbar. Subhana Rabbil Ala. Subhana Rabbil Ala. Subhana Rabbil Ala. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar.
Can I sit for a while?